Well, before we get into our free agencies and all of that, let's talk about right now the guest of the hour, the guest of ever since we started this Full Skill Sports Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to welcome NFL draft prospect, Syracuse safety, Mr. Shamarko Thomas. Shamarko, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing very good. Obviously, you're here for football reasons, so before you and I talk about who Shamarko Thomas is and your passion and motivation to play the game of football, I'm going to hand you over to my co-host, Corey Carmona here, and I'm going to let you guys talk X's and O's. So without further ado, Corey, Shamarko, Corey, let's hear some football talk.
How's it going, Shamarko? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I just want to let you know it's an honor to be interviewing you right now. Just want to dive in real quick. I've been watching a lot of tape on you lately. I've been listening to what other guys say. I've made my own personal evaluation. The biggest question about you is the injury thing. Now, the way I addressed it with someone I talked to today is I said, when you look at safeties in this league, we ask our safeties to do a lot. We ask them to come down and be the hats in the run, and we ask them to be our ball hawks in the passing game. That style of play comes with injuries. It happens. When I told someone today, a guy, Greg Cook, who hosts the show in Houston, I told him, I said, Shamarko, the injuries don't bother me. He's a young kid. He's going to heal. But let me tell you something about Shamarko. He's a playmaker. I watched the game against Pitt last night where Kyle Shanahan caught a ball, broke a tackle, and he looks like he's gone. Saw 40 yards to the end zone, and all out of nowhere in a play, you actually had no business being in that area, but you busted your tail, you got over there, you made the tackle. For the people listening that have the concern about Shamarko Thomas, what have you done lately to improve on your physical stature, your physical nature, and to get ready for the draft and the next level?
Just working on technique, just working on my tackling, keeping my head up, and just my form. And hitting the weight room even harder. I know going to the next level, people are going to be, tight ends and receivers are going to be bigger, faster, and stronger. And just getting in the weight room, working with my speed coaches, and just working on everything, every aspect of my game.
And with every aspect of your game, it's a question I had to ask you because you're a guy that's played a couple different positions. And I had to watch that USC tape because I'm thinking, hey, this is him against Marquise Lee and Robert Woods. And I'm watching a safety here. We're talking about a guy who, if we took away what you did against the run, what you do against the run, you're still an excellent safety because you have really excellent coverage skills. I saw you out there playing man with Robert Woods, bump and run. And I'm not talking off-press man. I'm talking bump and run with Robert Woods.
Oh, yeah,
that
definitely
impressed me. That definitely impressed me. Are you a guy at the next level that's open to playing different positions to get on the field and help a team, or are you set at playing safety? Because to me, you look like a damn good corner.
I'm open to anything. Whatever my coach needs me to do, I'll do it. I'm just that type of person, well-rounded in every position, so I'll just be ready to play whatever they tell me to.
And to be honest, I think you can play a little bit of both. You remind me of a lot of a guy that's currently looking for a team right now, but definitely a walk-in for the Hall of Fame, Charles Woodson. Is that a guy or a Sean Taylor that you pattern your game after? Because personally, when I watch you, I see a lot of Sean Taylor, and I've been watching Miami football for a really long time. Is that a guy that you pattern your game after?
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. That's my favorite player, one of my favorite players. I've been liking him since I was little. Everybody called me ST Sean Taylor in high school, so I just grew up watching him and try to take over like he does.
And to be honest, you've got some Sean Taylor in you. Everyone puts a lot of emphasis on the combine. Of course, it's where you get your first real interview. They call it the big interview. As I'm watching the combine, I'm watching your numbers. I'm looking at your numbers. Personally, I think you had a great combine. Can you tell us how that experience was for you and how you felt you did?
Being a competitor, I feel like I did all right. I wanted to be number one in every category, so being a competitor I am, and I know I'm capable of, I feel like I did decent. I could improve them better in other categories. Well,
of course, that competitor in you is always going to think you can do better. But you have really good numbers. You impressed. And I know at your combine and at your pro day there's another guy that's drawing some interest. And I wanted to ask you about this today when I had you on, Ryan Nassib. Now, you faced Matt Barkley today, this year. You faced Geno Smith. Is he up there with some of the best guys that you've played in college football?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I feel like he's one of the better quarterbacks out of the two dudes you called out. So Ryan Nassib is just a different guy. He's smart. He's smart on the field. I think he's just an intelligent and a different swagger.
That's what I saw too when I'm breaking them down. I think both of you guys have some serious swagger to you, and with your style of play, Shamarko, which by the way I'm a huge fan of. I know everyone saw the new rule that got passed with the helmet to helmet, and I was watching that. I was watching the West Virginia game, and I saw the collision, and I cringed myself. And again, I was talking to a guy about this, and he said he can't play in a league like that. And I said, you know what, he's fine. That's the guy I want, the guy he's fearless. I said the one word, if you're going to sum up Shamarko Thomas, it's fearless. Are you still going to be able to play this fearless style with this rule, or are you of the assumption that this rule is not going to affect the way you play the game?
Well, definitely I'm going to play it my same way. That's what got me here this far, and I ain't going to change nothing. I just probably change a little couple techniques, lift my head up when I come up and deliver them big time blows, and just work on my technique. Like I said, it's a different game going to the NFL, but my fearlessness is still going to be there.
And I think, I'm of the belief that the rule can do some good. It depends how the officials officiate that. I got just a couple more questions for you, Shamarko. It's been great interviewing you.
Thank you.
You faced some good receivers this year. Give me the one guy you're looking forward to going against next year at the next level. I know the competitor, yes, sir. The competitor in you has to, I know you're ready to accept that challenge. Give me maybe the name of a couple of guys that you're excited to line up against next year.
Couple guys, Calvin Johnson, Megatron. He's a big receiver, man, big time receiver. And I just want to get my hands on him, man. Barry Fitzgerald, Antonio Brown, Mike Wallace, all the greats, man. You got to go against the best to be the best.
And that's spoken like a true competitor, Shamarko. And with a question that I had to continuously answer today, which I don't think it even matters, because you remind me of a guy also like Bob Sanders who wasn't a tall guy. But for GMs that have that question, is the height a problem playing safety? What is your answer to those questions about your height?
I feel like my height doesn't matter. Football is football. If you can play football, you play football. And you see it on my film. My film doesn't lie. I cover receivers taller than me. I make tackles. I do whatever a 6'4", 6'3" safety does. So I feel like it really doesn't matter.
And that the film, like you said, the film does not lie. And what really impressed me about your film, Shamarko, and watching a couple Syracuse games is you play special teams. And a lot of the star players on teams, a lot of the key players on teams don't play special teams. And you didn't just play special teams. You were a really good part of Syracuse's special teams, the kickoff team, and watching you fly down the field on kickoff. At the next level, just give the GMs real quick a summary of the guy they're going to get. Because if you ask me, I see a dedicated kid. I see a kid that works hard. I don't see you taking plays off. Like I said, I see you chasing the ball down, and even if the play's made just before you get there, I see you getting there. I see a guy that hustles. Let the fans know who are listening who may not know of Shamarko Thomas. Let them know what teams will be getting when they draft.
A smart and intelligent player that gives it all. You're not going to never see me slacking out there. You're going to see me on special teams. Even if I was a starter, I'll be on special teams still and just go out there and give it my all. That's my type of player. I'm the type of player that competes each and every play. And you ain't going to stop my motor.
And you got a hell of a motor, Shamarko. It's been an honor and a privilege to interview you. I want to pass you over to Mike because I know he's got some questions. Shamarko, you're doing some great things in your personal life and your professional life. I wish you the best of luck at the next level. You're definitely a guy I'm definitely going to keep my eye on. And I just hope everything pans out for you. You're a bright young man, and I think you've got a bright future ahead of you.
Thank you so much.
All right, Shamarko, Mike Pendleton here on the rundown alongside Corey Carmona. For those of you just tuning in, we are live on air with Shamarko Thomas, 2013 NFL draft prospect, formerly of the Syracuse Orange. Shamarko, now here's where the questions get real and people get to meet Shamarko Thomas, the person. Instead of me asking you question by question, right now I'm going to give you the floor. As Corey said, maybe not everyone knows Shamarko Thomas and knows who you are, but you have an amazing story. You've lost both of your parents, but instead of me asking questions, I give you the floor now. Why don't you tell all of our listeners really the story of the adversity that you've had to overcome losing both your parents?
Got to college my sophomore year. My dad died in a motorcycle accident. That was a tragic. Then coming up a couple more months later, my mom died a heart attack. So it was an emotional road, but I just had to step up with my little five. I got 4 brothers and 1 sister, so I had to become a parent. I adopted them. They're my kids. I call them my kids. I call myself the parent of the house. So it's been a little struggle, but I just use that as motivation to keep pushing in each and every task and try to make it a better life for them.
Sports Illustrated did an amazing feature on you earlier last season. Talk about the incident that happened with your father when you were 11 years old, and that really set the stage for you to become on the verge of an NFL player.
When my dad gave me when he told me every time I make a touchdown, that one?
Yeah.
I was 11 years old, and I was playing football, and my dad, he always tell me, you got to be greater than everybody on the field. So I just took it in to be one of the greatest, and I wasn't doing too well. And then he was like, every time you make a touchdown, I give you $100. So the next game, I had like 4 or 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions for a touchdown, and I just had a great game, and I got $100, and then my game just turned up from there. And then he still told me at the end of the game I didn't do well enough.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is it correct that after the game in which you scored 4 touchdowns, your dad came up to you and said, "Is that all you got? You can do better than that."
Definitely, and I never figured it out until then. He just wanted to push me and motivate me, but he told me that after every game. I broke a record or something. He said it's not enough.
And, that's a great motivational push, especially from a father in your life. But your mom is really the one who takes the spotlight here for you. I'm going to ask you questions about that. But reading this story, your mom never really had it easy. Worked at McDonald's, attended dental school while raising 6 kids, yourself and your 5 siblings. Just how much growing up were you watching her fight through adversity and having to be an adult all day long while being a mother? How much did that motivate you as a person, not just a football player?
It definitely motivated me. My mom, we used to sit down and talk. She told me when she had me at 15, when she was 15 years old, and she had to give me away to my grandma on my dad's side until she was 18. So she just had a hard road from the beginning. When we moved to Virginia, her and my dad separated, and she had to do it by herself, working at McDonald's. I never seen her until nighttime, and when I see her, all I heard was her crying, and I just go in there and hold her tight and just tell her it's going to be all right. And that was just my motivation. At first, I was talking to my coach, and I was telling him I couldn't do it no more. I got to get out here and get a job and work because my mom was working hard, and she's hurting, and she's getting sick. But my coach said, if you want to make a better life and a better future for your family, you got to keep going and keep pushing and work harder than everybody. And I just use everything my coach taught me and my mom taught me, use it as motivation to keep pushing on.
Growing up, you obviously, not just the hard work your mom put in and the struggles between your mom and dad where they were separated. You grew up in Virginia, in a very rough area, and another part of that Sports Illustrated feature talks about the gang violence that nearly misled your career path. How hard was it to maintain focus when gang violence was so strong in the area you grew up in?
It was definitely hard because the gang members try to influence you to do the things they do. But like I said earlier, man, I just seen how my mom struggled. So they wasn't in my path. I wasn't thinking about joining the gang or selling drugs and doing anything because I know that type of life was not going to last long. Either you're going to be dead or in jail. And my coaches in my guidance counselor and Officer Bernstein and the circle around me just kept me focused. So I just used them, my inner circle, and just kept me pushing.
You talk about, keeping the straight path. Now, with everything that happened before your sophomore season, the one thing that always comes up is adversity. You hear that a lot with players. It's adversity. They can get through injuries. It's adversity. They can be benched and then get back to being a starter. You lost the two most important people, the people who brought you into this world. You had 5 younger siblings, and you're still in college. Like, your NFL roster spot is not guaranteed. So outside of Michael Orr, I don't know anyone who's had to go through more adversity, and even I would challenge Michael Orr's adversity to yours. So as far as someone whose future wasn't guaranteed, you talked about how gang violence, and you talked about going out and looking for a job where you had to tell your coaches, the adversity of, I still have to make an impact on the field before I can even get noticed by the NFL. How hard was that?
Oh, it definitely is hard, but just my grandma always told me to keep the faith in the Lord, and He does everything for a reason. And I truly believe that. I pray every day, and I ask God just to let me see better days, and I believe that He's going to show me. And my guidance counselor, she gave me this dog tag, and she told me to look at it every day before I do anything. And it says, believe in yourself because we believe in you too. And I just use that in everything I do. I got to believe in myself because my whole inner circle believes in me, and that just keeps me pushing on each and every day.
Well, we definitely don't want to crowd up your personal bubble, but I know I speak for myself, and hopefully, Corey, when we say we definitely want to be on your inner circle because we do believe in you. The biggest part of your relationship with your mother comes down to these words right here, and I'll quote it because she said it, and she's an important woman. Quote, work hard until your hands and feet fall off, unquote. How much does that mean to you?
It means the most. I sit down and cry and think about it every day when I do workouts and all that stuff because I seen her go through a lot. I seen her, like I said, work days and nights, and she don't eat because she's trying to feed us, and that she just made me realize what that true word she was telling me, what it means, and I just take it to heart each and every day. When I go in the locker room before a game, I sit down and read the Bible, and I remember them words. I say the words to myself: work hard until your hands and feet fall off. And I just cry, and it keeps me motivated too, and I love them words.
Before you make it to the NFL, before the phone call comes through from the GM, I'm pretty sure you'll be around with your family. What example are you able to set for your family members, your siblings, when they say, Shamarko, I may not be able to play football when I get older, so how can I be as successful as you? Like, what is the guidance that you're giving your siblings?
The guidance I'm giving them is just believe in yourself, man. Believe that what you put your mind to, you can do, and you got to work hard for everything you do and whatever you want in life. And just be a mentor to somebody else. That's what my mindset is. You got to show the way, and that's what I teach them each and every day.
Outside of just your brave mental toughness and physical toughness, you're a person and you're not one who just holds back or lets his adversity get to him. And with that being said, you've gone out now. Before you're even signing an NFL contract, you started a movement. You started D4G. And before I even say what D4G is, why don't you explain to the listeners exactly what D4G is?
Oh, D4G is destined for greatness. Me and my brother David Byfield, when we was younger, we was always talking about being destined for greatness, and we decided to make it a stat organization. So we just, last year, we started promoting it more, and it's for kids, man. It's for kids that need some role models in their life. When I was younger, like you were saying, raised in neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods, I didn't have that role model or mentor to help me out in school or football, show me the way. So it's just going out there helping kids in the neighborhoods, the bad neighborhoods, and just teaching them it's a better life than the bad neighborhoods and selling drugs and gun violence and jail and all that stuff.
I find it very ironic. You were actually born in Chicago, same place I was born, same place I live, and grew up in Virginia Beach. And both places notorious for their violence.
Oh, yeah,
so even when you get into the league, even when D4G is up and running for you guys and while you're in the league, are you going to take a conscious effort to focus on bad areas throughout this country, especially in Virginia Beach and in Chicago, and really try and speak out and help stop the violence?
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. You got to, because kids is getting violent at the younger ages. I see kids with guns at the age 12 or 13, so I'm definitely going to speak out because kids out here need help. There's parents out here that's doing the same thing as this kid, so I feel like I got to get out in this community and help a lot of kids.
If we speak about the transition of your energy and taking it from what could be translated to bad, negative energy on the streets to amazing positive energy on the fields, you know, as Corey said, you're a punishing dude. Instead of being that tough guy out on the street, you're that tough guy out on the field. Would you most definitely want everyone to know you for your physicality?
Well, yeah, I definitely want everybody to know me about my physicality, but I'm just, off the field, I'm just a gentleman, just like to have fun and help out.
I can definitely tell you throughout this interview, we've been blowing up. I've had our fans and listeners tweeting me, messaging me. Someone says, forget The Blind Side, you need your own movie. Would that ever be something after your NFL career or even during your NFL career, if you were approached, would that be something you'd be open to?
Oh, yeah, I'd definitely be open to it. I'm open to any opportunities. I was thinking about my girlfriend. She was talking about me writing a book. So I'm thinking about a lot of opportunities.
Well, you know you'll definitely get all the promotion and help that you can from us. You look at a guy who just retired from the NFL, Ray Lewis. You know, he's gone through adversity. You know, you either love him or hate him. But the number one thing that Ray Lewis will always be remembered for is the same thing his teammate, Ed Reed, which Corey and I both say you resemble a lot of Ed Reed in your play. The one thing those two guys will always be remembered for was their locker room presence, their emotional leading, and lead by example. Now, you're going to come into the league, you're going to be a rookie, but your story, your adversity, your mindset, you're coming into this league and as an adult, but you're just labeled a rookie. How are you going to be able to show these veterans that I understand I'm the new guy here, but I can lead by example? And will you be that emotional leader for the team that drafts you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's who I am. When I was younger, my coach always told me that's who you got to be. It don't matter if you're a rookie or a freshman in high school or a freshman in college. You can be that vocal leader, or you can show by example. So I just go in there. Like I said, if Ed Reed was still there, I would have learned from Ed Reed, just take his footsteps, fall right behind him, and just be the person I am. That's who I am. I'm a leader. I'm a captain, and I just lead by example. And I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna compete each and every day. And if they gotta start to like me out there.
Let's talk some fun now as we hit up the very, personal life of yours. Let's talk about game day. Right before you're going through that tunnel, right before you're ready to excite the crowd with your play, what are some songs that Shamarko Thomas is listening to in the locker room?
It's funny, though, because my teammates laugh at me. The first song I ever played before, is before we get on the bus or anything, I played Beyonce, 1+1. And it's a slow song. It's a slow jam, but it just relaxes my body and just get me ready just to play, like get me real loose. And a song I listen to get me in my real zone is called Dietrich Hayden, After a While, and that's when I get in the corner by myself, open up a Bible, read my verses, and look at my mama's picture and just read her whole obituary and just cry. And then it's on. Then I start listening to Tupac, Gucci, Waka Flocka. I just get on that crump stuff.
So you're able to, and you have no embarrassment of letting out all your emotions, hard on the sleeve player. I might be crying, but I'm crying because I have a reason and I have people I'm playing for. And no matter if I'm at Syracuse or if I'm in an NFL locker room, you're never going to change your pregame ritual.
I'm not going to change it. I've been doing it since my parents were gone.
Absolutely. Now, you've got a lot of big things outside of just the NFL coming up in your life and career. With D4G, what are some of those things that you are promoting? I know I saw on your Instagram some T-shirts. Are those T-shirts available? Because I know we're going to get feedback. People are like, I want to be on D4G. How can I help D4G? So what can people do to kickstart D4G?
You can just go on the website, buy some clothes, desperatgreatness.com, and just promote it out there, or give us a call about talking to kids in the community, because that's what we're really based on. We have people contacting us to go out and talk to kids and just helping out. And it's a great organization. There's 11 of us, and we all football players are former athletes, and we're just out here trying to help out.
Is there one thing that maybe fans don't know about you, kind of like a secret hidden obsession that I'm putting you on the spot and you have to admit up to right now?
I like singing in the mirror. I'm a slow jam dude. I like singing in the mirror and stuff. I think I can sing.
So you're an R&B guy.
Yeah, I'm an R&B guy.
Ain't that wrong? You a 90s R&B guy?
Yeah, 90s. I like all the music, slow jams. I sing in the mirror all the time.
That is some great stuff. I absolutely love it. Let the fans, meet Shamarko Thomas, the person, not just the player. Before we let you go, obviously, Destined for Greatness. What is the website?
Huh?
What is your website?
It's destinedforgreatness.com. That's it, destinedforgreatness.com. You see
all
everything
right.
on their shirts and clothes, everything.
And for everyone out there who wants to follow you and say, hey, I heard you on the rundown, where can they follow you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram? What social media outlets are you on to keep in contact with your fans?
On Twitter is at Shamarko21, YA. Then on Instagram is at Shamarko Thomas.
All right. Now, I believe we actually have a question. I don't know if you're able to take a couple minutes and answer out a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
One of our listeners, McKinley, asked, what advice do you have for high school athletes who want to be D1 athletes?
D1 athletes? Take a path of hard work. Like you was talking about earlier, Ray Lewis, I took that mentality in high school. I'm going to outwork everybody. Work out. You got to work. Even if the coach is like, you can't work out, work harder. You got to work harder than everybody on the field. Get in the playbook. You definitely got to get in the playbook as a young kid, because you young money, you think you just go off of athleticism. You gotta be smarter than everybody on the field and just work hard. Do things people ain't doing.
Final two-part question for you, and I understand you're going to be neutral about it, and you may not want to say it on air, but is there any certain team that you would like to be drafted by? And the second part of that question is, if you were to be drafted by, say, now the Houston Texans, who have Ed Reed, if you had an Ed Reed presence veteran right there on the roster, would you mind playing second fiddle, or would you try to outbeat them for that starting job?
First question, it doesn't matter what team I'm on. I'm going to go out there and play hard for the organization. And second question, behind Ed Reed, I'll follow his footsteps and just take every step he takes, but I'm going to go out there and compete. I'm going to go out there and compete. I'm a competitor. I understand he's a legend, he might be a future Hall of Famer, but I'm going to take his footsteps, but I'm going to go out there and compete. He's going to see him out there. He's going to know my presence is out there.
Shamarko Thomas, we appreciate your time. Best of luck in the NFL draft. And we've been talking off air. Hopefully once you are drafted, and it won't be that long of a wait, we can get you back on the show and talk about your upcoming NFL career.
Yes, sir. You definitely will.
All right. Once again, guys, that was Shamarko Thomas of the Syracuse Orange. We appreciate your time. Follow him on Twitter at Shamarko21, YA, and Instagram, Shamarko. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.